I remember when I first went to United, we trained at the Cliff, and I know some of the senior players would go upstairs and almost have a cup of tea with Alex Ferguson and some of the other coaching staff. Rob would be up there, Brucey, Pally, and they'd be all having a chit-chat. I never wanted that relationship with any manager I worked under. I never wanted to have a cup of tea and a bit of chit-chat. So when I did become the manager, I think our relationship was, if I want to analyse it, I think we really both loved and wanted to do what was best for Man United, and there was huge respect between us. Unfortunately, that was probably lost at the end, but ultimately I look back at my time working for Alex Ferguson, and he was a brilliant manager, absolutely brilliant, and very, very good to me. There's no getting away from that, and it doesn't kind of take away from my career at United. 12 and a half years was fantastic. Yeah, as you said, these things happen towards the end, but I was never this. I never felt I was in with Alex Ferguson, or because I was captain, we're, pals. Never. I always kept it pure, kind of professional, and this idea of having a cup of tea upstairs in the canteen and a biscuit, not for me.
Were you similar personalities, do you think?
I don't know. I just think we both. I think we both. Obviously, we love winning. We both wanted the best for Man United. I know he was critical towards me at the end, almost saying I was running the dressing room, but I was. Senior players run the dressing room because, as you know, at club level, managers are very rarely in the dressing room, at the training ground particularly. And you ask any of the senior players. When I was at Forest, Stuart Pearce, Des would organise it. When I first went to Man United, Robbo, Brucey, Eric, they'd be organising stuff. They'd be running it. Senior players ultimately run the dressing room. So that kind of role fell on me as I was getting older, of course. And I was playing more games, and there'd be Giggsy would be there, and Gary, and we'd be discussing all sorts as senior players. And I'm talking about trivia stuff like the players' pool, Christmas functions, tickets for matches. So that all just, came into my, was part of my role. But I still don't think I ever kind of crossed that line with anybody where I felt I was kind of more important than the other players, or I would question anything at the club. No, I was there to try and obviously help people, drive people on. Did I make mistakes and get a few calls wrong? Probably, yeah. But I also like to think I've got a few things right in terms of trying to help players, motivate them, train properly, etc. The whole things that you're supposed to do anyway.
Did you feel it was your job to discipline the others as well?
No, I wouldn't go that far. No, but I think part of my job of any senior player at the club, and you don't have to be a captain to try and do that. It was just as a senior player, you would have to try and set good examples. And what people probably would be critical of me when I was a player, a lot of people would say, and I hear a lot of players saying with their stories, a lot are exaggerated. I was very hard on them, and we used to train properly, and I expected people to be on time, and we give it all for the club. And I thought, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do. But I wasn't necessarily there to. I was there to win at Man United. I wasn't there to be pals with everybody. I wasn't a great one for speeches. I tried to lead by example, and a lot of my talks, if I was ever given to the players, would be before games, and it'd be something trivial. I remember there'd be certain games you go, hey lads, remember who we are, we're Man United, don't forget that, we're here to win, and that would be it. I never felt my role was more important than what it was, but I knew I had to train properly, I had to try and drive people on, keep people focused, don't be distracted by off-the-field stuff, and that's what I used to try and pass on to players.
Was that then part of the genius of Sir Alex Ferguson? We hear a lot about the hairdryer, but was it with him a case of saying the right things at the right time?
Dead right. I have to say, I think the brilliance between Alex Ferguson and Brian Clough, you'd be in a situation, match situation before the game, half-time, I always felt they said the right thing at the right time, just what the team needed, just what a player needed. And you just go, I'd be sitting there, and as I was getting older, I'd be analysing and going, where are they going to come, what do I think the players might need? And they would always get it spot on. They'd always say the right thing. You go, it's brilliant. Brilliant what they've just said there. You know about the hairdryer treatment. I never really had the hairdryer for a performance. You might give me a hairdryer for an off-the-field incident. But the worst thing that I always felt, that the players had huge respect for Alex Ferguson. You didn't want to let him down, ultimately. You wanted to go and give your all. He said to me one day, we were playing a game, and I was really poor. I might have been Aston Villa at home, and I was really bad. And he came in at half-time, you're on about hairdryer. Forget the hairdryer. He just looked at me and went, right. And the disappointment in his face, I remember going, I was like a dagger in your heart, I'm letting this man down here, and I'm letting my club down. So it wasn't always about the hairdryer. Again, these stories can grow legs. Sometimes there's that look, you're going, come on. So that's why I thought them two managers in particular were brilliant.